Today, I'm going to share with you my thoughts and first impressions on fragrances from Gallagher. So if you're interested to see what I think about this house, then keep on watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching this video and for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely hit that red button. So a few days ago, I received a sample set from Gallagher Fragrances. I ordered samples of all of their fragrances. I believe there are 8 in total. I sprayed them very briefly when they first arrived. I haven't worn them on my skin, so some of them I remember, some of them I don't remember that well. And today we're gonna look at them, spray them, and talk about them again and see what I think about them. I'm going to tell you my honest opinions. I'm sure that there are some that I'm going to like, some that I'm not going to like, which is totally okay. I don't think I or anyone else can be expected to like all of the fragrances out there. But this is definitely a house that has been talked about a lot in recent time. At least I've heard a lot about it, and I was really curious about it, and that's why I decided to order this sample set. Now, Gallagher Fragrances is an American house that was established in 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016. And the founder and the nose behind the fragrances is Daniel Gallagher. So the fragrances that I'm going to mention are going to be in no particular order except for the last 2, because I determined very quickly upon first spraying them very briefly that these are definitely my absolute favorites, and I don't think these will come as a surprise if you watched my videos before. Okay, let's start with the first one. The first one we have is Amongst Waves, and this one has the notes of, let me show you the little how the samples come. Here it is. Here's the back and the little sprayers in here. So the notes in Amongst Waves is honeydew, lime zest, aquatic notes, and vanilla. Let's spray it to see what it smells like. So right away, I'm getting aquatic notes and honeydew. These 2 are coming very strongly. I can't say that I'm really getting vanilla, not really. Although lime zest, yes, there's definitely something slightly citrusy and slightly zesty in here. But honeydew, very clearly, honeydew and aquatic notes. I almost feel like I am sitting somewhere by the lake and I opened a container with chopped up honeydew and I'm biting into a piece of juicy honeydew. That's what it feels like. It is really fresh and fruity and very aquatic, but at the same time airy, I would say. Has some kind of airy light quality about it. This is really nice. Do I want to purchase a full bottle of this at the moment? No, but I would say this is definitely a consideration for future. I really like this one. Has really nice quality about it. I don't often like aquatic type of scents for some reason, and this one is really nice. So I'm saying yes to this one. I really like it. Second one that we have is called Bergamot, and by the way, I think the names of these fragrances are very clever. So it has, of course, bergamot, orange blossom, again aquatic notes, and cedar. So here it is, and oh, something has fallen down. And of course, I'll be putting up pictures of full bottles so you can see. So let's see what this one smells like. Okay. Okay, so this has aquatic notes as well, but this is very different from the first one. I think what I'm getting in this very strongly is orange blossom. And I think I mentioned in one of my videos that when orange blossom is extremely prominent, I don't tend to like those types of fragrances. And I will be honest with you, I am not really liking this one. I feel overpowered by orange blossom. I don't know if I'm getting aquatic notes all that much. There's a little bit of bergamot, probably a little bit of woodiness coming through, but more than anything else, I'm getting orange blossom. I mean, based on the name Bergamot, I was expecting bergamot to come through the most, but for me, at least to my nose, no. And remember, these are first impressions on the blotter. As you know, many fragrances behave differently on the skin, so it's very possible that my opinions will change once I get a chance to test these on the skin. We're talking about purely first impressions. So this one, yeah, it's mostly orange blossom. This is not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy this one all that much. Yeah, this is not for me. It's not repulsive in any way, but I'm also not liking it. So say no to this one. Next one, Evergreen Dream. So Evergreen Dream, here it is, has the notes of pine resin, lavender, oak moss, and birch tar. So based on the notes, I would guess that this is not going to be my favorite. In fact, the notes are kind of sound masculine to me. So let's see. Yes. Definitely kind of resiny, woody, very woody. Probably a little bit of lavender, and it's herbal type of lavender. To me, although all of these are, I believe, are marketed as unisex fragrances, but to me, this one smells like a masculine scent. Very herbal type of woody lavender scent. This is definitely not my cup of tea at all. I might like to smell this on a man, but definitely not on myself. So to me, this is very masculine and definitely not for me. So next we have Pineapple. And this has green apple, pineapple, jasmine, and musk. So definitely I'm getting a burst of pineapple right away. And it is really nicely mixed with an apple. I can't say that I'm getting jasmine all that much. A little bit of musk, yes. I think when I read the notes, for some reason right away, I thought this was gonna be really sweet and juicy, and it's not. It's kind of underripe type of pineapple, and apple kind of brings a little bit of freshness and almost crispness and maybe a little bit of sharpness to it, but in a really nice way. I really enjoy pineapple in a fragrance, but I think I prefer sweeter, juicier, riper type of pineapple, which this one not, but I still really like it. I have to tell you that when these first arrived, and of course I had to spray them right away, and I had to make my husband smell them as well, this one was his number one. He loved this one more than any other. For me, I really like it. I would not put it as my top 3, but it's definitely up there. I can see myself wearing this one. Like I said, I think there are some that I like more, but this one is really, really nice. Okay, next one we have is Eau Fresh. And this has the notes of blackcurrant, Concord grapes, dried tobacco leaves, and ambergris. I was a little bit worried about this one because, you know, tobacco, I'm not a huge fan of that. So when I first smell it, the first blast that comes very strongly is, so it says here blackcurrant, but I'm getting blackcurrant leaves. Yeah, when you're touching the leaves and almost mushing them in your hand, you get that really fresh, leafy kind of smell. And it's mixed with the smell of blackcurrant, but it's leafy blackcurrant. Very strong green leaf kind of smell. Definitely, that's what I'm getting more than anything else. I don't know if there's any difference between Concord grapes and any regular grapes, but I'm not really smelling any grapes in here. tobacco, maybe a touch, kind of in the background, but it's definitely not an overpowering, strong kind of tobacco. Definitely the kind of tobacco that I can handle. This is, yeah, very fresh, but in a green way. Yeah, I'm getting blackcurrant leaves more than anything else. It's like you're walking by a blackcurrant bush. That's the imagery that I'm getting. Very, very interesting, very nice. Again, I prefer sweeter type of scent, so I wouldn't necessarily wear this, but as a scent, just talking about the scent, I really like it, and I think it's a very interesting scent. I like this one. We'll put it in the like category. Okay, so we're left with 3, I think, and the next one on the list is Perfecto, and I could be wrong, but for some reason I think this was the last one that he released. So this has pear, grapefruit, champaca, and driftwood. So here, obviously you're getting the pear, which you would expect by the notes and by the name. But again, when I was thinking about a pear, I was thinking of something juicy, ripe, I guess more in line with La Belle, which we've all been talking about. This is not the kind of pear that you get in La Belle. This is very different. This is, again, underripe pear. It's still tough. It's still green type of pear. Maybe it is still a pear that's hanging on a tree and you're walking by a pear tree. There's a little bit of citrusy vibe and even slightly tart citrusy vibe, which is, I think, what grapefruit brings to this. And definitely a touch of driftwood. I'm getting something, I don't know, beachy, aquatic, very fresh, and again, almost slightly aromatic type of pear. This is very, very interesting take on pear. Very different in my opinion, and very unique and innovative take on pear. I think typically we get very sweet and juicy pear, and this one is definitely different. Not exactly what I was expecting, but I really, really like this one and can totally see myself wearing this scent. Yeah, this is beautiful and, like I said, very interesting. So we're left with 2, and I don't think this will come as any surprise to those who have watched my channel that these are my top 2, and from the initial impression, I love both of these, and I don't know if I can choose a favorite because I liked both of them equally. So the first one we have is Rosé All Day. There we go. And this has apple crisp, honey, plum, brown sugar, and patchouli. And I have a blotter here that I've sprayed a couple of days ago when these arrived, and I can still smell this on a blotter. I can still pick up the scent. So this suggests to me that the performance on this one should be good. And I know that I've heard from a few of you who own this fragrance who also confirmed that it has very good performance, which is always great. Okay, so this is very sweet. You definitely get a blast of honey right away, and you get apples or apple crisp. Definitely get a little bit of brown sugar. I'm not sure about patchouli. I can't say that I really smell patchouli, or if I have a distinctive plum in here, but maybe plum adds a little something to it. This is so absolutely sweet and delicious and delectable. And when I first sprayed it, I thought, this reminds me of something. Like I smelled something something similar to this. And so I started thinking, what do I have in my collection that's similar? And I could be totally off, but to me, this has a very similar vibe to Roses Barbaranza. They're definitely not dupes, they're not identical, but going in a very similar direction. And I'm curious, if there are any of you that have smelled both of these, what do you think? Do you find them similar in any way, or is it just my imagination playing tricks on me? I really don't know. But to me, it's very reminiscent of Roses Barbaranza. And you know, I love that one, and I really, really love this one. It is so delicious. And apples are coming through beautifully. They're like baked almost apples. I don't know. And you have honey and sugar, and oh, this is just for a gourmand lover, which I am. And stunning fragrance. Really love it. The last one that we have is probably the one that I was most interested in and most excited about, and it's called Wicked Good. And it's because of the notes that it has, which is chocolate, Madagascar vanilla, and tonka bean. I mean, is there anything better than these notes? I don't think there is. So I was super excited about this one. And right away, you get an incredible blast of chocolate. Amazing, delicious, sweet, I think milk chocolate. And as I said, I love gourmand scents, and I have a lot of them in my collection. And I have some scents that have chocolate note in them, you know, comes a little bit stronger, a little bit lighter, depending on the scent. But I don't have anything where chocolate is so prominent and so well done, so delicious. It is so strong. It almost fills up the room as soon as you spray it. And then you have vanilla and you have tonka bean that adds even more sweetness and more depth to this fragrance. It is so delicious. It is an amazing chocolate. So beautifully done. Just stunning. So Wicked Good and Rosé All Day are definitely my top two, and I would love to add both to my collection, but of course these fragrances unfortunately are extremely expensive, and so I am putting both of these on my wish list, and I am sure that eventually at least one of them will join my collection for sure. Maybe even both. These are stunners. For those of you that love sweet gourmand type of scents, these are stunning, very beautifully done. And in general, I have to tell you that I am pretty impressed with this house. Obviously, I didn't like every scent, and I think that's normal. You can be expected to like every scent. We all have our preferences. But even though I didn't like every scent, there are quite a few that I liked, and I have to admit that the scents are very creative. The scents are, I think, are very well put together, very clever names. And in general, I really liked quite a few. So, you know, my top two, if I had to choose number three, it would probably, for sure, it will be Perfecto. The other ones that I really liked are Fine Apple, definitely. And what was the first one? The first one I tried, which is Amongst the Waves. So these would be my top five, I would say. But the top two, oh man, they are so good. So please let me know, have you tried anything from this house? If you have, what are your favorites? And if you haven't, do you have any interest in trying something from this house? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.